Guys, welcome back to another episode of Unmotivated Listen. This is one of the only friends I got in real life. I didn't convince any impression and then pushed him literally to sit down and join us to do an episode, man. This is Rich, and I've watched him get rich. Literally been through quite a bit with it, but not that much, but a lot, to be clear. And he's giving me perspective on what it means to be a friend, to say the least. So, Rich, if you don't mind, man, go ahead and tell them about yourself. We got Jamal and Jabarkis, aka Better Best Dog, and Arthur Credit here with us as well.
Yo.
Have you ever been on a podcast?
Nah, man.
Oh shit,
snap.
this is first.
Nah.
This is perfect.
Hey, we
Shit, the
27.
game he got, boy, he
I'm
need to
trying
be
to
on a
tell you,
few
look,
of them
I'm
bitches.
like, I've been dying for this with people.
This is
There's
gonna
only a
be a
few
good
things that get me excited in life, and the people around me, that's the only thing that really matter. That's the truth.
I know I'm low key, man. My profile stay private. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I know
look.
I'm low-key.
Rich get pulled over in Chicago one time by a group of people. Like, yo, can we shoot you? Your fashion's crazy, right? And they get 100 requests to be followed. Nigga ain't said one of them bitches.
Yeah, I got 500 plus right now. They just sitting. I'm good, man. I don't know y'all, man.
It's
You know what I mean?
personal, but go ahead and tell me a little about yourself, man. We'll get into some good stuff.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, man. I'm just a regular nigga living irregular. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it, man. You know, that's pretty much the best way for me to sum it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably motivation for the regular guy. You know what I'm saying? I make regular look good though. You know what I'm saying?
Look. There's two stories I gotta get even to tell you guys. One is the first time that you realized, and mind you know you was good, but Rich told me this story once where he was basically coming off of a vacation in a sense. You had a white T-shirt on, and people aren't seeing what you're seeing. Put it like this: he goes to a revenue management type event, and these people are looking at him like he's an idiot. And he's telling the people, "This is what you got to do." And you was one of the youngest people in the room, right?
Oh yeah.
So
At first I was like, "What the fuck this nigga talking about?" Now I remember. Yeah.
yeah, so then fast forward, these people are giving him such a hard time. He's like, he asked the teacher, "Yo, can I just be by myself?" But go ahead and walk him through what happened, how you showed up underdressed and everything.
Oh nah, man. I was a late bloomer in life. You know what I'm saying? So I got a job, like a job for the first time, and even though I had a degree and everything, like the job I had didn't require a degree, and it was an hourly job, man. I wasn't making much, probably like $11.50 an hour or some shit like that, and pretty quickly I realized like I probably should be doing something better than what I'm doing, but you got to embrace the crawl, man. You got to crawl before you walk. So I was just paying my dues, working, grinding, and then I saw that there was this job had like opportunities where you could like opt into classes to just further your leadership skills, further your education. And so I signed up for this class. It was called like, revenue management, intro to revenue management, some shit like that. So I'm like, okay, I got a degree in economics, finance, like this sounds like some shit I need to be doing. Now, mind you, this is in like the hotel industry. So I thought hotels was just like the front desks, niggas that take their bags to rooms and shit. I didn't really think there was like revenue management within hotels. So I told my boss at the time, I'm like, hey, I really want to go to this class. It sounds interesting. I'm interested in whatever. And he told me like, it's just for managers, right? And I was hourly. So he told me I couldn't go. Now the person that was teaching this class actually worked at my building, and they told me I could go. And then he told me I couldn't go. So when I told her, she was like, she was friends with him. She's like, fuck him, man. Just come to the class. It's all good or whatever. So at the time, like I was traveling on the weekends and stuff like that, being young. And I was going to Cali. And one of the classes was, like, let's say it was on a Monday when I was coming back from Cali that weekend. So I was dressed like jeans. I think I had Chuck Taylors just trying to blend into the Cali shit. I don't really wear Chucks like that, but I had Chucks on. This is back in the day, too, so I had an earring in, too, on my left ear. You know what I'm saying? I had my carry-on bag, and, the class was at some hotel. Like, not my hotel, some other hotel. So I go to the class, and I'm thinking, like, I know the people that I was just working with on a hotel level, so I'm thinking it's people like that. So I walk in this classroom, and everybody in the classroom like looked at me when I walked in because everyone was suited, everyone was much older than me. You know what I'm saying? And you could just tell like I probably didn't belong there based on my tenure.
Well, they didn't think so.
Based on my tenure, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I walk in, people were doing introductions. They're like, "Oh, I've been with the company 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, whatever." So it come to me, I'm like, you know, basically when I tell them my position, they know that's an hourly position, first of all. So you're looking at me like, how is he in this class? Then I'm like, yeah, I've been with this company about 30 days. Right? So everybody's like, you know, all these whispers. They're like, what the fuck is this nigga doing in this class? So I could tell the teacher who told me I could come to the class, she kind of had the face of regret, like, damn, you know.
I should have let this nigga in here.
Maybe I shouldn't have let him in here. So anyway, she was doing intro to revenue management, and she was like, you know, can anybody tell me, explain like opportunity cost and opportunity curve or whatever. So like I'm not that far removed from school, so I'm like, oh shit, I know what this is. Like this is what I used to do in school. So, you know, nobody really knew, so I raised my hand and she called on me, so I explained it, blah blah blah. And then like everybody turned around like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, this hourly dude that answer phones and bring shit to people's rooms know what this shit is. Right? So, you know, cool, we going. And then she had this exercise where pretty much people broke into groups and you had to kind of beat the computer at like who could generate the most revenue. So they would say, hey, you run this hotel, you know, you have all these different levels of demand. You got, you know, this group that wants to stay 3 nights and this is their pattern. This group that wants to stay 4 nights, but this is their pattern. And you have like business travelers that, you know, want to stay these days of the week and this is their pattern. And it was kind of like optimizing, you know, how can you sell out the most rooms, you know, over the 7 days when you have like, you know, 20 different levels of demand coming. So you got to know like what pieces of groups to take, right, to fit the puzzle as best as possible. So to me, I was like, okay, that's what's up. So she put me in this group, and you know, there's this one dude, he's kind of like the leader of the group. So I'm like, hey, we should do this, da da da. He's looking at me like, this nigga's talking, like, like, ain't you an hourly dude? Like, back up, whatever. So like, I'm not like, I guess I should be more shy or humble in this situation, but I'm very competitive. And I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm like, hey, no, we should da-da-da. Again, he kind of like shunned me, whatever. So she peeped that. And she was like, she could tell. She probably thought I was going to say something based on how I was dressed. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, hey,
we got one of them in here.
She was like, you know what, just work by yourself. It's cool, whatever. Like, you know, you're not really supposed to be here anyway. So like, just stay over there and keep your profile.
She cornered you out there.
Yeah, so cool. So like, as an example, let's say the computer generator like made like 650,000, right? So every group went. So she's like, group 1, how much you made? It's like, oh, 300,000. This group, oh, 400,000. This group, oh, 500,000. She got to me, I'm like 850, right? So everybody's turning around like, get the fuck out of here. Like, ain't no way you made more than the game, whatever. So she was like, yo, do you mind coming up here and explaining what you did? I'm like, yeah, sure. So basically, like, it's probably like watching like A Beautiful Mind or something. You know what I mean? So I'm up there like explaining why I accepted business from these people, and then also why I didn't accept business from these people, even though it would seem like the obvious choice. Like, you basically seeing how I put it together, and everyone was fucking quiet. Like, by the time I put down the little marker on the dry eraser thing, everybody was quiet. And you know, by the end of the session, like, everyone was giving me their business card. You know what I'm saying?
We need to hire this nigga.
Yeah, everyone was like, you know, you could tell I earned their respect because they know it wasn't easy doing what I did. But basically, I realized like that exercise was actually a position within that industry.
Oh shit!
So I'm like, oh, some people get paid to do this shit. Like, damn.
Still didn't know what was happening. Kill it all up.
And so like from that point on, even though I was 1 month in, I was like, yo, I want to be a director of revenue management. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm like, you know, right now I'm in operations. That means I could work day shift, night shift, weekends, whatever. And then once I got exposed to the executives of the hotel, like back of the house stuff, people you will never see when you go to the hotel.
Yeah.
They all working 9 to 5s. They wearing suits. They driving Audis, Benzes. Like, they making 6 figures. I'm like, well, shit. Like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So the next day I went back to work. I'm like, yo, I know you see me kill it in the class. So like, what's up? When can I help you do what you do? She was kind of like, nigga, please, like, go back to your job and do what you do. Like, you got to work your way up to shit like this. And I was like, cool. So after that, my boss, she told me to tell him that I didn't go to the class, right? So my boss was like, yo, I'm really sorry about not letting you go to the class, whatever. I'm like, yo, it's all good. I get it. Right? So because I didn't have like my own email address because I was hourly, anything like, I guess, sent to me or intended for me would go to like my manager. So they sent like a survey for taking the class.
Oh, shit.
And they sent it to him. So he found that I went and he was like kind of tight or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, you really gonna be mad at a nigga trying to like educate
learn
himself?
something?
Yeah.
Bro.
So
yeah, that's how niggas are. They be like, yo, you want to know something? Nah, buddy.
yeah. So ever since that moment, like once you know what you want and you a driven person, it's a wrap.
It's over, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I start like taking on any projects I could, to get exposure. And so like small stuff, man, like there was this department that would order them little helium tank, not helium tanks, but the small ones from Party City.
Yeah.
Like to blow up balloons. So like it's the W Hotel. So every weekend somebody got a birthday, some shit. So we buying these shits like twice a week. Every week we buying multiple little small helium tanks. So I'm like, yo, why don't we get a real helium tank, like a big one, like when I'm like the long one.
Fucking
So
big.
they're like, oh, it's too expensive. I'm like, but we spending like $100 a week on these bullshit ones, whatever. So then I basically wrote up a proposal of why it makes sense to spend more money on the bigger one, which is gonna, cost more in the short term, but save more long term, whatever. So I put that together, and then I gave it to the director of finance, and she was like, "Who did this, whatever?" And I was like, "Me." You know what I'm saying? Because she don't know like my education background, mind you. I work with a bunch of people at the time that didn't have degrees, whatever. So that shit got approved. And you could tell people just start looking at me in a different light.
Yeah.
Also, like, in my role, you could just wear, like, a polo shirt and some jeans, whatever, but I was wearing, like, suits. I was wearing suit jackets.
Nigga in 3-piece suits.
Yeah. 3-piece, no biscuit. You know what I'm saying? So, I was dressing for the job I wanted, not the job I had. And then they put me on, like, certain projects at the hotel, and I changed some things that, basically changed, like, how they did certain things in W brand itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was a part of that. I led a project on that. And then I had wrote a letter to see if they could change the rules on that education thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
To allow hourlies in it. And they changed it for me. So
this nigga pioneered a whole fucking...
Yeah, they let hourlies do it. So I was the first one. Like, you had to take, I think, like 10 classes to get a bachelor's. That's what they called it. Like 16 for a master's and 20-something for a doctorate. So I got a doctorate in like 1 year when no one in the city even had a bachelor's in it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, it was like voluntary stuff. Some people just didn't feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I know if I do that, it'll strengthen my case down the road. Plus, I'm trying to learn everything I can. Mind you, this is my first job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like...
And how old were you again?
Shit, too old, man. I probably was like mid-20s. So I ain't never worked for nobody before. Like, I had a job maybe for a week in high school. I think I was trying to like make money for a prom or some shit like that. And I worked at Hallmark, and I thought they was gonna have me like behind the register or something like that. But they had me like sweeping and cleaning and shit. And it's like, I'm not above that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say like, I'm not knocking that, but I wasn't like, oh, I love this job. You know what I'm saying? And then like, it was right by my school. So every day I worked, even though I worked like 3 days, people would walk by the store like, nigga, like, you choosing to like work at the end of May, June, like the last month of school? Like, I was just trying to make some money real quick. So yeah, like after missing like maybe 2 basketball games at the park, I was like, yeah, I'm not working no more, man. Fuck that. So I kind of quit. So I never got a check either. So I don't really count that. This was like my first real job.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, like every time I took a class, it was at a different hotel around a different group of people. You know, so for me taking so many classes in a short time period, you know, I built a ridiculous network. Like I knew everyone throughout the city, you know what I'm saying, that I wouldn't get exposed to just staying at my hotel. And then one of the ladies I met in the class, you know, actually ended up, she was actually in that first class that I was in. I just didn't know her at all.
Yeah.
But she saw what I did that day.
Like, oh,
and then
shit.
she seen how many classes I took. And then I told her like, hey, I'm interested in revenue management. And she was like, okay, you know, whatever. And so I always was like, well, when the opportunity comes up, I'm going to apply or whatever. So I got like promoted like within my first 6 months. They actually held the job for like 5 months until I was 6 months so I can get it. So it was like the fastest promotion at the time. I think the hotel even got sued because they was like, somebody was like, oh, you know, they've been there way longer than me. And the W just promoting like young, good-looking people. Like,
oh, man.
Talking about ageism and all of this shit, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, always want to pull me into some shit. No lie. Like I walked into work, this nigga was like printing pictures of people at the hotel who was in manager positions. Like, so anyway, damn, I'll probably work there for like a year. And an opportunity came up to apply for that job, and I went for it. And everyone else who went for that job was like, you know, way higher positions than me. Some were salary managers, whatever. And the lady offered me the job. So don't get me wrong, like because of the title, revenue management analyst, I thought I was about to be rich. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm about to make a salary. She was like, and then she gave me the offer. That shit was like, I think $14.50 an hour. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I make $13.50 an hour. Like, this shit is $1? Like $1. One fucking dollar. And so when my job found out about it, they was basically offering me like better jobs to stay, offering me like manager type roles, offering me more money than they were offering me, right? Like at the time it's probably like 40 something thousand versus this 1450, you know, but I just saw it like it was smarter to take this revenue job because it was so hard to get into that field. And, you know, doing my research, some people that went through that program like went on to be directors in a very short time frame.
Yeah.
And so I did the math to myself. I was like, if I go this route, I gotta do blah, 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 blah. I gotta make 5 moves to make what I could make if I do my thing for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I took the lower paying job and everyone thought I was bugging, you know, until 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was trash at that job in the beginning. But shout out to her because she let me work as much overtime as I needed to get good at the job.
Yeah.
You know, she told me, she's like, you know, only reason I'm hiring you is because like you got the drive. She's like, I can't teach, like, I could teach you revenue management, but I can't teach somebody drive. You know what I'm saying? And basically, if she wasn't in that class that first day, I wouldn't have probably got that job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was a life-changing position because, you know, it was definitely high responsibility. I was like assistant directors in revenue at like 3 to 7 hotels at a time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, some were St. Regis, some were W, some were Westin, some were Sheraton, some were airport hotels, some were luxury hotels. So I'm getting to work with so many different type of people, different teams, different GMs that you just learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I was trash in the beginning for sure because I didn't know how to use any of the programs, any of that shit. And I basically went from the worst person to the best person after a while. And had some opportunities, man. And, you know, there's a story behind that. It wasn't the smoothest thing, you know, but I just worked through it. I know I'm talking on. This is like one of them answers to an interview where you wouldn't get the job. They're like, I asked this nigga one question.
No. But that was the point. Look, part of it, in my job,
I know you're going to chop this shit up. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is a one take. Listen, I was there when, I put it like this. I met Rich in Kansas City. We had the same barbers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And then we turned around. I saw how he was maneuvering. How the what was that loft you lived in?
But hold on, man. You gotta tell the real story. I walked into the barbershop or whatever it was. I ain't never met this nigga in my life. Okay? In my fucking life. I don't even know this nigga. This nigga just randomly he go, hey man, you been in some kind of accident before in your life or something like that? What? I'm like, what the fuck this nigga talking about? Just imagine you walking and somebody's like, hey man, you had some type of leg injury or been in an accident at some point in your life? I said, what the fuck you talking about, man?
Yo, that's true. That's crazy.
He's like, nah, like, I just noticed the way you walked and like you're gonna have knee problems when you get older. I'm like, y'all know me, so imagine my face. I'm like, what the fuck this nigga talking about? Oh, God, but then I was like, I wasn't in an accident. You know, I did get hit by a car. I couldn't walk for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I did break my femur and damn near shatter my pelvis. Like, one of my legs is longer than the other one. This shit do kind of hurt low key. So half of me was tight, but half of me was like, this nigga's a genius. You know? Because I'm like, how does he know? That's just so random, bro. Yeah, bro. He's like, yeah, because how you walking is like you leaning on one side. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? So I'm like, oh, you a doctor or some shit? He's like, oh, nah. I'm like, oh, you a therapist? He's like, oh, nah. I said, nigga, what is you? He was like, I'm a body engineer or some shit like that. He said some shit. Some shit he said. I said, what the fuck is that? He said, yeah, I'm a body engineer or some shit like that. He was like, yeah, man, I work in injury prevention and this and that. He's like, yeah, man, there's some exercises you can do to kind of help that, because if you don't address that, you're going to need a hip replacement and knee replacement. Now, mind you, I'm a young man at this time, so I'm like, what the fuck this nigga talking about? Knee replacement? Nigga, I'm in my 20s. What the fuck you talking about? Shit was wild, you know?
Oh, man.
But
Bro,
we really got cool after that, because that was the most random shit
Hey,
my entire life. You know
how was his face? Dead serious too?
Dead serious.
bro.
Like,
Oh, man.
he said it like he had genuine concern. He's like, oh, boss. He said, you ever been in an accident in your life? He's like, yeah, because the way your knees is and the hips are, like, you're kind of leaning on one side. He's like, yeah, boss, you're going to need a knee replacement one day and a hip replacement. I'm like, this nigga trying to sell me a hip? Who is this nigga? I heard a hippo, but I don't know what this nigga talking about.
Oh man, hey, look, my eyes is wide. This is
Y'all know Trev, bro. That's him to a T, bro. Like, oh man, I've seen it live. That's hilarious.
Nigga, months later, I'm with this nigga doing step-ups trying to
shit.
prevent a knee replacement. I'm like, I'm in the gym like, what I gotta do? I'm like, yo, I don't want no hip replacement, no knee replacement.
Hey, don't worry, bro. He got me doing the same joints right
Nigga,
now.
I was in there, I'm like, what's this shit called? I was doing all that shit. He had me scared, I ain't gonna lie. I was Googling that shit. I'm like,
Oh my god, bro.
is this nigga right?
No knee or hip replacement, so right?
I chat.
We good?
Nah, I'm good right now.
Hey, bro, but how you feel, bro? It's crazy because today we hooped with Av and shit, you know, went to go network.
Yeah.
And this nigga Trev, I was like, man, this nigga about to record this bullshit. Boy, I ain't playing like 2 years, right? So nigga, I'm feeling my weight move around, right? And I'm like, all right, you know, in my head, I'm in my head, I'm like, damn, nigga, I can't even get the rebound, boy. This nigga Ab sending me on a post. I go sit down one game and shit. You know, Ab trying to, yeah, good job, bro, good shit. And nigga Trev look at me. He was like, damn. He's like, oh, you feel a little different, huh? You got to work on your athleticism, huh? I was like, all right, you a little too heavy, too hot top heavy. I was like, damn.
He gonna tell you exactly how it is, man.
I was like, yo. That was the funniest shit, bro.
Hey, listen, man, this is why I love this group here. This probably gonna be one of my favorite episodes because it's super
Trevor
sincere.
oozed truth serum, dog.
Bro.
I don't even know his blood. His blood type is truth serum, man.
Yeah, you can't get mad at no shit like that, dog.
Honest, man.
It's honest and genuine, bro.
It's
The
just, he asks
craziest
you
part
one
is-
question and you tell your life story, bro.
For real though, the craziest part about Rich is like I knew I felt I knew you before I even met you, just based on how he was talking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, any person, like almost kind of like I talk about Craig and a few other people.
Yeah.
It's like anybody that like, you know, speaks with someone with so much eviction and authority. You know what I'm saying? Like, you made a good positive influence in that person. And the crazy thing is, it's so genuine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't want none from him. He don't want none from you.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas just cut up because like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Them the best situations. We don't need nothing from each other.
Yeah.
We just trying to grow.
I think. Well, like definitely the way Trevor's an asshole. Everybody knows. Yeah. Let's just get that out the way. You know what I'm saying? Trevor don't really like people like that. So Trevor,
All kids, nigga.
Trevor, yeah, definitely kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
He'll help kids. You know what I'm saying? But so definitely Trevor fucking with me in any kind of way. Like it's almost an honor because I know he don't even like people. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, speaking on Trevor's behalf, even though he's in this room, I think what it is like we're both like think big people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're both the type of people that like have visions, and like he was basically with me while I was in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Like
man.
He's seen me say, "Hey, I'm here to do this," and then I did it. Hey, I'm here, and after I leave here, I'm gonna do this. And then I did it.
Yeah.
And I'm here, and after I get there, I'm gonna do this. And then I did it.
Yeah.
So anyone that's like is about that life just automatically has a bond and respect that. Like sometimes me myself, like I'll watch someone doing something on YouTube that don't got shit to do with what I do in life. But seeing somebody be great at something inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what kind of work it took to do that. It could be the most random shit.
Man, say.
But if I see it, I'm like, damn, I connect with it because I'm like, I know what went into that.
Yeah.
And I think with Travis, like, he's like, damn, like, first of all, this nigga's from New York. What the fuck is he doing in Kansas City? You know what I'm saying?
But damn sure.
Oh, he came here for this opportunity, and it sounds like a life-changing opportunity. And this nigga lives in the heart of the city, in downtown Kansas City, could be doing whatever the fuck he want to do, and don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could basically see every club, every fucking thing from my window.
Yeah.
I had a huge loft, huge window. I'm right in the city. Like if I really wanted to, do some ninja shit, I could have done it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. And I think he probably didn't know many people at the time that had similar discipline than him. Where I could be making X amount of money you would never know because I'm just low pro. I'm just working and going home. And I'm like, hey, I'm just here to change my life. I'm here to build my credit. I'm here to do this, do that. And then I did all of it. And what makes it crazy is even though I'm a big, thinker, think big dreamer, whatever you want to call it, everything I did was in a faster time frame than I even projected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's seen it. Like he literally seen it. He seen me saying, I only came to Kansas City because they doubled my salary, but I ain't gonna be here long. I'm gonna work my ass off, run laps around these niggas, and I'm gonna be a fucking director when I leave this bitch.
Yeah.
And my thing was 2 years. Right? 2 years, which they told me longer than that. And I did it in about a year and change, not even 2 years. Like I'm talking about a year and a half max. And he remembered me going to Dallas saying, hey, they sending me to Dallas. They just want me to help out. I don't know what that's about, but I'm going to just go see what it is. And then he see me say, oh, niggas offer me a job out here. And niggas is offering me, $30K plus more than what I'm making. So I'm going to take it. And, I never been to Dallas before. Never been to Texas before. Even Kansas City. I took the job. Never been to Kansas City.
Yeah.
They asked me to fly in for an interview. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, because it didn't matter what the city was like. I was there on a mission.
Yeah.
And he knows all that. So he's like, damn, this nigga just moved to a place, never seen it, never visited, nothing, didn't give a fuck. I live in the middle of nowhere, right? It's the middle of America, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like when I had my going away party in New York, you would think I was going to jail to do like a quick 2-year bid. Like a nigga just got a job doubling his salary, but everybody is like sad. Everybody's like, damn, you going to Kansas? Like where Dorothy is at, Wizard of Oz? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like I almost shed thug tears on the plane going there because, that Kansas City airport is like in the middle of nowhere. So you just see like some real rural shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck did I sign up for?
Bro, there ain't nothing out there, bro.
Yo, it looked crazy.
Mind you, he coming from New York to just land.
Yeah,
It looked
just
crazy. So no lie, like when we crossed that bridge into the city, I'm like, oh shit, niggas got sidewalks? I know that sound fucked up, but I'm just being honest with you. Niggas got sidewalks?
Y'all ain't got them in New York?
Nigga, I ain't think y'all had any of that, especially when I'm coming in the airport.
No, man, because you
It just
coming up
looked
from
like
up north.
It just looked like a regular fucking city.
Yeah.
Which threw me off. So I'm like, oh, I could do this. Then I ended up, like, if I was white, no disrespect to whoever's listening, I would love Kansas City. Like, I would live there all day. But I don't think it's great for people that look like me.
No.
I think it's a great city. I never felt, let me just say this, never felt no racism there, nothing like that. I think it's a great city, but at the end of the day, there's just not enough of a culture of, you know, them being exposed to, you know, people that look like me in leadership positions. So,
Yeah.
you know, when I would walk to work in my suits and people would be at restaurants looking at me like I'm a fucking giraffe or something, like I'm just some random endangered, like it wasn't like a racist thing.
Species is crazy.
It wasn't like a racist thing. It was just like, I
They're mad confused.
never seen a nigga in a suit down here. You know what I'm saying? Because when I lived in Kansas City, I never seen a nigga in a suit. Only time I ever seen a nigga in a suit, they was in the service industry or maybe there on business, like short term.
Yeah.
That's
Am I
very
lying?
true. No, that's
You know,
facts.
I tell people this all the time. Like I said, Kansas City's very black and white. They either like your black ass or they don't. I said, so I got into a lot of places because I think D.L. Hughley, I saw something, he said, when you see a black person successful, they're not an exception to the rule. They're the exception. So don't presume that you can go and do what they do because places like Kansas City, they'll lock you out. And they don't even know they're locking you out, but they're confused because a guy like Rich who presents himself well, who speaks well, he knows his business, who do the work. They be like, we gotta give him a pass, but we can't give anybody else anyone. And we let him in, nobody else can get in, just so we're clear.
And so it's clear. I love Kansas City.
Yeah.
I still got friends from Kansas City. You know, I never felt no racist shit in Kansas City.
Vice versa.
It's just I couldn't plant no roots there because I wasn't trying to be the Martin Luther King of Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to change the culture like that. You know, like I just preferred to be in a little bit more diverse place where even if I had children and those things, I could still see them being there and not being the only ones in the class or, you know, it being a thing. So that's the only reason why, you know, I left there. I did like it though. I liked it a lot. I feel like I really grew up out there. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like I matured out there. In Atlanta,
Well,
man.
you took away from all, you was away
I was
from
in Atlanta.
everything.
I'm from New York, but I was in Atlanta. Let's not get it twisted. I was in Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? I was in Black Hollywood. I was in Wakanda, and Atlanta, like, Atlanta's a great
Atlanta for?
shit, man. Like at least a decade, probably like a decade.
Word.
Now Atlanta is like, it's a great city. I have nothing bad to say about it, but like, you got to go there with a plan. Like you can't go there and just be living and freestyling life because it'll pull you into a lifestyle that, you know, may not be good for you. You know what I'm saying?
That makes
So,
sense.
like in Kansas City, in Atlanta, I remember I used to go to Atlanta like here and there, one in Kansas City. So I would spend more money in one weekend in Atlanta than I would an entire quarter in Kansas City. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
You was out there going crazy.
Damn.
But not even, you know? It's just, that's just the lifestyle out there, you know? Atlanta, I mean, niggas pop bottles at pizza shops in Atlanta. Like, and I'm dead ass serious. Like Atlanta is just, it's just different, you know what I'm saying? And you're around a lot of wealth and a lot of people that look like you that are doing very well. Mm-hmm. And sometimes like you think you doing well. You're not even doing well, but you think you are. Because you're just in these same places with people that are. And so you spending what they spending, not thinking about it. You know, in Atlanta, like valet, at least I don't know what it is now, but when I was there, like valet, $100.
Oh,
Like
damn.
if you go into a club,
shit.
valet $100. Like
that's ludicrous.
at least 100. You know what I'm saying? Like in Atlanta, you know, you be to another city like, oh, tables is 1,500. Not in Atlanta. Atlanta tables is 5,000 and 10,000 and all sold out every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a whole different world. So, you know, in Atlanta, I felt like I was just young forever,
Yeah.
right? Like it wasn't a city where I was thinking family. It was a city where you're just thinking me and just having fun and being a part of history. You could tell like the time frame I was there is gonna be historic in the future. It's gonna be like the Harlem Renaissance type shit where you have so many people migrating to the city and there's so many blacks becoming educated and you know, basically a huge growth of wealth in the black community over that period of time. No question. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta is great. Now, I don't think I would be where I am without that time I spent in Atlanta because I was able to see a lot of people that look like me be very successful.
Yeah.
And like I tell people all the time, man, like people don't understand, like with all this systematic oppression, the shit people talk about, you know, like the biggest impact of all of that is just like stealing hope from people. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally making people feel like they're inferior or they can't accomplish certain things. Like that's more, you know, potent than a lot of the other shits that people talk about. Like that's the thing that really hits people the most. So like me, you know, I didn't grow up in the best situation, but I always knew people who had it worse. So that always kept me humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, my mom may not have a college degree. She may not be X and X, but she's not on drugs. She's not a prostitute. She not this, she not that. You know what I mean? And I have, you know, I grew up without a dad, whatever, but that was very regular where I lived. You know what I'm saying? So I never was like, oh man, I don't got a dad. Nobody taught me how to ride my bike for Christmas. Like I ain't never give a fuck about that because I didn't know anybody with a dad. So that was like regular, you know what I'm saying? And then the people I know that had a situation like that, it wasn't a good one. You know what I'm saying? So going to Atlanta, it really like shaped me as a man, I think, because like New York is different. You know what I'm saying? In New York.
We got 2 New Yorkers on this podcast, people.
Yeah, in New York, like you live in an area with people that share the same culture as you, right? So like a lot of Jamaicans live in the same area. Haitians live in the same area. Caribbean people live in the same area. So it's like
Harlem,
you know, everywhere. So it's like, especially in, you know, I'm not 15 years old, so like I'm a part of that first generation of kids who became educated in those things. A lot of our parents wasn't, right?
Yeah.
So you seeing nothing but blue collar work, and then the people that you see with money are drug dealers. You know what I mean? So you either want to be a drug, like all them rap songs, like people make a joke, you know, either you slinging crack rock, or you got a wicked jump shot. Like those ain't just rhymes. That's for real. Like you know what I'm saying?
I told you.
That shit is for real. It's like either
he pulled up, hey, what's that DVD you pulled up?
Oh, I showed him the fucking oh my God. What street legend? Pee Wee Kirkland and
Pee Wee could have went to the league, man, but you know, he was making money
Earl
off that
Hines.
raw.
No, Carl Hines.
It's a real thing though. Like pretty much when you from where we from, it's like at the time, I'm sure things are a little different now, but at the time it's like either you're going to sell drugs, be a blue collar worker, which no kid is like, oh, I want to be a janitor. You know what I mean? Like that's not something you want to do.
Now, who want to clean toilets for a living?
Or you got to make it in sports, and we not from a football city, so it's basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And so when I went to Atlanta, I'm seeing dudes that own restaurants, own clubs, are black lawyers, or black agents, or black record label owners, are educated. You know, first time I seen like a lot of black people like own homes and things like that, where I know that sounds very simple probably to some people who are listening, but understand I didn't come from that.
Yeah.
And understand, no disrespect, most black people don't come from that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes Atlanta special, right? Is that you're seeing like all this success in one place, right? Atlanta always had a black mayor, always got a fucking black mayor. Like every time I see somebody with a Rolls Royce, Lambo, Ferrari, it's always a black person. Like that's just all you're seeing, you know what I'm saying? And it's easy to say in that situation, oh, I can do that. I can be like that too. You know, I'm not going to call out no celebrities on this thing, but I definitely know a lot of people who were nobody one day and a celebrity another day. You know what I'm saying? People who I've had in the backseat of my, you know, on my CLK that's now multi-millionaires. You know what I'm saying? So I also seen a lot of people grind and then make it too, right? Which is inspiring. So I don't think I would have believed in myself as much if I wasn't in that environment. And so like I knew everything.
But that goes back
was
to,
achievable.
you know, Rich has a word we've talked about for years too, just legacy, right? Now, irony is he moved off Legacy Drive. So you think about legacy, and I'll use the movie Patch Adams. There's a scene where a white-haired dude gets at Patch who's killing his grades, right? He's like, I fucking come from a family of doctors. You are where you come from a lot of times. So if you don't see progress, or in some sense, nobody's there to hold you to a standard. And where I come from, you can live at your house, at the house with the mom and them, as long as you got a job till you're 50 years old doing nothing. Versus these people who stress out in other cultures, engineer, doctor, lawyer. You know, if they're not that, you like, oh, you ain't shit. And they'll let you know that, and the family think less of you. But in the black community, a lot of times, unfortunately, we don't get to see progress or see, entrepreneurship or ownership of things. It's very hard to imagine these things. And the ones who did imagine, like Dolomite even, which sounds goofy, but he goes, I need to be on that screen. And then he invested in his own production and put his own tapes out there and videos and all this other stuff. It's just like, if you didn't come from doctors, you're probably not gonna be a doctor. If you do become a doctor, now you're an anomaly in a sense. And then you go, how do I continue to carry this legacy on in a sense? So Rich has been real big on legacy, and clearly Atlanta's a part of his legacy as it set him up for success mentally. It's more of a mental thing than it is a financial thing, because like he said, $13 to $14 ain't shit. But 14 to 200 plus thousand over a course, that's life in general, bro. 9 out of 10 people don't get handed no.
Don't put all my W-2s on the podcast.
I'm drawing perspective.
Nah. But all jokes aside, though, like, whoever's listening or whatever, it's like whenever you see somebody, like, no matter what color they are, either, come from impoverished background or come from a place where none of their parents are educated and they didn't have the best schools, they didn't live in the best neighborhoods, and like really made something of themselves, like those people are different, man. Those people are 1%ers, because it's extremely hard. Think about this. Let's say I'm from the hood, right? So I live in the hood, where I'm from, like, if my mother said, hey, could you go to the store and get milk, cereal, whatever, like, no lie, I had to mentally prepare for that shit, because I can die going to the grocery store. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, it's a real fucking thing. So, there's people right now who live in a better place than I did that never once in their fucking life said, I might lose my life going to the damn store. You know what I'm saying? And that was a everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand, like, the trauma you deal with in your own neighborhood, right? When you come from an impoverished background, and then, being black, being a minority, being, some of the people that get discriminated against in different ways. Now you might be a regular dude. Now maybe you go to school in a different place. Like, my mom made me go to school in Manhattan, even though I lived in Brooklyn, right? So I was exposed to a little bit something different. But people will see me go to school and people still clench their purse, clench their thing, where it's like, people will make you feel like
a bad guy.
Yeah, like, what's so wrong about me? I'm just a kid. What's so bad? And it's like, it's easy to think you're lesser than if everyone around you treats you like that.
Yeah.
And then when you're in your own place, you fear for your life. And then I remember shit, man. Don't disrespect to my mom, but my mom had a dude, at one point in my life. And I remember I brought home, like, my homework or whatever. And he was, like, trying to help me with my math shit. And everything he helped me with, it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, like everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to school the next day. She was like, all this shit is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
And like when I found out more about him later on, it's like, okay, he came from a different country. He dropped out of school in like 6th grade to help his mom.
Yeah.
He had to work early, and like, great guy, but that wasn't his thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just say that to say, imagine living in a household where no one can even help you with your homework. You know what I mean? Living in a household where when you come home, like, nobody's there because people got to work that many jobs to get by. You know what I'm saying? Going to schools where, you tripping over crack vials, you playing basketball, ball deflecting off of crack vials, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have anyone around you that is doing the right thing, like, from a kid's perspective, right? You don't have anyone around you who is successful or own their own things. Like, I grew up with a single mom. I don't know if we ever had a 2-bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Like, 1 bedroom with a single mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you grow up in that, now mind you, we didn't grow up with Instagram and all of the shit they have, where now you could, like, even if you don't have that where you're from, you can go online and get inspired by somebody that I couldn't do that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine a kid doesn't have any of that, and they're supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer. They're supposed to be this and that.
But when you
know what
that,
the odds are of that? Like,
0. But think about that movie, that end scene of To Kill a Mockingbird, and he says this whole thing. He said, "Imagine she was white," And when Matthew McConaughey
Oh, you're
says
talking about A Time to Kill?
yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine she was white, or he says black, one or the other.
No, yeah.
It was,
imagine she was white.
and then you go, oh
And
shit.
the whole panel busted out into tears.
Yeah, because it puts in perspective. Well, even what he's saying, to be clear, I told people, we talked about this on another level. All the odds were against me because every other weekend from 5 years old, I had to go visit my dad in prison.
Yeah.
So imagine watching your grandma cry, which is his mom, every other weekend for 5 years. When he went to Springfield, when he was in Cameron, Missouri, every other weekend from 5 to literally middle school, we going to go like, yo, we got to go see your dad this weekend. And then sometimes when somehow he found some new little girlfriend, hey, your dad wants to see, and I got to ride with her up there, which is an hour and a half, depending on which direction you're going. It gets. So mind you, I didn't see, as he said, doctor, lawyer, progress, entrepreneur. They wasn't pressing education. They were saying, do your work, but nobody's there to make sure you do it. And even the worst, support. For those that don't know, watch the Facebook story. Zuckerberg, when he was offered $1.3 billion for Facebook at 3 million users, he said, I don't really need much. Now, what kind of person in their right mind says, I don't need much? Well, a guy who had a mother and a father and a sister who called him Prince. They gave him unlimited amount of support, which gave him the freedom to think, which allowed him to create amazing things as early as 16 so he could keep challenging himself, which we now know as Facebook, amongst other things he created, because there was no pressure outside of just being great. He didn't have to worry like Rich and I've been there.
And it was never about the bread.
Ever.
He wanted to see it through. You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
wasn't about the bread. And he had the luxury to do that. You know what I'm saying? Where
The peace of mind.
If that happened to us, we'd have had 80,000 people over our back, like, take the money.
Oh,
you know what I
my
mean?
God.
Because of what it could do for people in your space.
That's the worst part too, though, because it ain't even about you. Now they like, take the money so we can
for
get some
sure.
money.
For sure.
We.
But I always say, like, to me, I think everybody, needs like two kind of people in their life, to be successful. I think that's the bare minimum. Like, everybody's not going to have the perfect situation, but you absolutely need two kind of people in your life. You need one person that loves you unconditionally, like 100%, right? You got to have that, right? And that's usually your mom or someone, right? And then someone who believes in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. If you got somebody that believes in you and somebody that loves you unconditionally, and maybe they're the same person, right? But as long as you have that, like, you got no ceiling. Sky's the limit.
That's a powerful mixture right there.
Like, that's all you need. You know what I mean? But some people need more, obviously, because not everyone's built the same.
But Rich, this is also coming from a guy who didn't have a lot.
Oh, no. And I'll say this. Yeah, I didn't have a lot, but I felt like I had more than some of the people around me.
And it's all how you look at things, too.
Like I said, like, like my mother, my mother definitely loved me 100%. Regardless of how much money we had, she made sure I was looking nice. She stressed school and those kind of things or whatever. And, she tried to keep me inside or whatever the case is. And I'll just say, compared to the moms that I grew up around, like, she was a great mom. I had kids that say, I wish I had your mom, right?
Yeah.
Not knowing what I was dealing with behind closed doors. But that was the perception because she gave a fuck, right? And so even though we may not have had X, Y, Z, I always looked at it like, hey, I can never complain because I have some type of advantage over others. You know what I'm saying? And in New York, I mean, in most impoverished places, man, there's always going to be somebody that has it worse than you. So I never, ever felt bad for myself in my life. No matter, regardless of what I didn't have, I ain't never felt bad for myself because I always knew somebody that had it worse. Always.
And that right there too, man, I tell you, Rich is a person like we problem solvers, right? Yeah. So it's two ways to look at problems. Some of y'all look at problems, you take them on. Then there's people like, well, let's just move forward, figure it out, versus like dwelling in it. So when we don't get caught up on the bullshit don't get us.
We don't stare at mountains, man. We just climb them, man.
You
don't waste time just looking at that shit, man. If you know you got to go up that motherfucker, just go up. If you want to bitch while you going up, cool. But don't just stare at it like, oh, fuck, this is going to take forever. You just wasting time.
Hey, look.
I might bitch climbing up that motherfucker now. Don't get me wrong. I might say it's hot, man, and how long we got to walk. But I'm gonna be moving though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. See, and I tell you, and mind you, people, I gotta comment on just as Rich said, I've always been a dog on a bone. Period. Literally, just what do we got to do? And it's done. to say the least. I had to read a lot of books and a lot of information to attain the information, to even bump into him and be like, yo, this is all your problems. You know what skill that is to get into the terror and all the things that I was able to achieve at a very young age. And even when D-Lo called a kid of mine, he said, how was you able at 23 to pour into us and see what we could see in ourselves? Because now he's 27 with a 5-year-old. I'm 35 with no kids because I had to make good choice. I said, D-Lo, I can't go backwards. I got no family. I barely got any friends. I don't got nobody that to support my failures and in some degrees support my success. So meeting a guy like Rich, especially coming from a black person, hoping and praying. I've always hoped that black people would do better, man. And Rich is a guy who did better, to say the least. And I just continue to watch him grow, as he said. I've been there from Kansas City and on, and I've watched him walk to work, move right by the W at the Galleria, and keep walking until it was time. But he had 5 accounts with 5 figures. I want to buy a house. I want credit here. These are the things I need to achieve so that I can really get into a place where I feel mentally safe and secure. And that in itself, that level of focus, how hard it is.
Yeah, I was a director, man. First time director too. So not like I was just used to money. First time making 6 figures, and walking to work. And for all my New York people, like, we all walk to work. Not in Texas, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about I'm wearing suits in 100-degree weather walking to work, because at the end of the day, like, I knew, shit, man, growing up where we grew up, you already starting 1,000 yards behind, most of America, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like, hey, the only way I'm going to get ahead in life is just living below my means, and I'm just trying to catch up on my late start, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to catch up to where I need to be. Because one thing about, like, you may be like the most successful dude where you from, if you from a place where not a lot of people have it. And then as you move up and you start to make friends with people that come from better backgrounds than you or whatever, you realize, like, oh, okay, people where I'm from might think I'm the GOAT, right? But I know people my same age from different backgrounds, and I'm not shit compared to them, right? Like, I might be like, oh, wow, I got $250,000 in 401k, and somebody might be your age with 600,000. You know what I mean? Like, I've been maxing my 401k since 21. You know what I mean? And it's like, it just gives you perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so I always knew, regardless of how many people I had in my corner saying, Rich, you the man, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking to people that are in positions I want to be in, who are in places I feel like I would be if I had the information, as long as they did. So I'm just playing catch up, regardless of how far ahead I am of some people who may have come from where I come from. I'm running a different race now. Like, I'm not trying to outdo people who are not on my level. When I mean not on my level, I mean I can't compare myself. I can't be educated comparing myself to people who are uneducated, right? I just can't. That's not a fair comparison, right? Like, some people, back in the day, they'd be like, oh, man, I want to be a rapper. And they'd be like, oh, Soulja Boy can't even rap. It's like, why are you comparing yourself? No disrespect to Soulja Boy. But why you I fuck with Soulja Boy, actually. But why are you comparing yourself to someone who's not considered lyrical, right? Like, would Jay-Z think you got bars, right? But people always, like, set the bar really low to be like, oh, if this person could do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But talking about someone that's not even considered good at the art of, let's say, rapping, right? And so I compare myself, like, my benchmark is always way higher than where I am, so I'm
you
just
heard him
saying,
talk
like,
about that on the way in. He was like, look, I'm tight now. Like, I got more work to do.
a lot more work to do. So I just looked at it like, yeah, okay, I'm making money now. I can go get whatever car, I can go live or whatever. But then it's like, I'm not going to be able to save much, right? So what's the point of making this money if it's not going to get me ahead? So how can I get ahead? I got to go a couple more years with no car and just stack, right? And I can go live in this place, but I got to get a car to go from there. Like, Dallas ain't got buses and trains like that. No. So I'm like, let me get an apartment across the street from my job and then just stack. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when I finally bought my house, I bought that shit the same day. Like, I didn't even go look at no other houses. I just went and saw one house. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. Like, ask Trev, and I just got it. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy situations.
And somebody might say, damn, he bought this house with a pool by himself and da-da-da-da at this age. It's like, yeah, but I also didn't have a car for 10 years, right? In my 20s, right? Where everybody want to stunt and go crazy. For the people that, whoever listening that really know me, they're like, Rich, you had CLKs at 18, you had bet. Yeah, that's a whole different lifestyle. I'm talking about after that era, right? after that era, after the paid in full era, you know what I'm saying? I went, we gonna fast forward that part of the story, but you know, I went 10 years, you know, with no car. You know, so 10 years with no car, man, it puts you in the position to save an extra $800 a month, extra $1,000 a month. And like that shit really put me in a different situation. You know, put me in a position to invest, to save, you know, to, you know, get into home ownership. And I couldn't have, no matter how much money I made, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't live below my means. So whenever I talk to people, I always say, that's the key, bro. The key is, you know, it's not what you make, it's what you save, what you keep, right?
Yeah.
And that means you got to keep your expenses low. And even me, like, let's say when I was making $14.50 an hour, and then, you know, I got to, or $13.50 to $14.50 to like 50-something thousand to 60-something thousand to 80-something thousand, 120,000, 180,000, 200,000, whatever. I kept my expenses the same. I said, hey, this is what I paid for rent when I made this. Let me see if I can find another spot where I could be in the same range, you know. And it worked out with Atlanta and Kansas City because of the cost of living. But I had a fucking loft overview look in the city for like $11.80. You know what I'm saying?
Can't go wrong with that, bro.
Hell yeah,
nice
you
too,
remember
boy.
that? You know what I mean?
bro.
Yeah, that shit was $11.80. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know,
And
luckily I was in the city to do that. But then when I came to Dallas, my spot was like $11.80 or $1,200, something like that. It was like the same shit. Even though I doubled my salary, my expenses were the same. You know what I mean? So now I'm used to budgeting a certain way, living a certain way, and now I'm just making more. So now I'm saving more. You know what I mean? And that put me in a position, you know, to do big things. And you know, you just it's hard though. It's hard. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. You
I
know
think
what
it's
mean?
harder though when you don't have the right settings, you know. So if you got 5 or 6 friends spending mad money around you and they want to shine and go out every week, you look up and be
Been
out
there.
$8,000.
Even if you ain't got no friends, you might meet a girl and she's like, "Oh yeah, cool. We can go out. Like, just pick me up Friday." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can meet you there. You know what I'm saying? You can meet me here. We could take an Uber. It's like, oh, you don't have a car? Nah. And it's like, it would make no sense to even explain why you don't have a car because regardless of what you say, they're gonna think you a bum. You know what I'm saying? I can say like all this mature shit, they're gonna be like, yeah, you broke. You know what I'm saying? And so no lie, like that was hard in the beginning for real because I would meet girls that would say stupid shit like, man, you would be perfect if you just had a car.
Like a car, bitch.
And it's like, damn,
Come
like
on,
I
man.
could buy a fucking car. Like, does that make me like such a different person? But I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm mature. I get it. Like, a man is supposed to have certain things, and they want to be picked up and whatever. And I get it.
Yeah,
but
man
all I
supposed
told
to
my
have his shit in order,
yeah,
bro.
I get all of that. All that meant is I wasn't eligible for that life.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just not going to date. Fuck it. I'm just not going to do that because, you know, I understand why women may not like the fact that I don't have a car or whatever. Yeah. But also, if someone can see past all of that, then probably that's the type of person I need to be with.
Exactly.
So me living below my means also like narrowed my friends down, narrowed the people around me down. So all I had is people that really just fucked with me for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And then even when I got money, I was scared to like elevate my lifestyle because my lifestyle was the realest when I was living below my means. You know what I'm saying? Like people who were around me just really fucked with me for the genuine reasons.
Yeah.
And then when I went and, you know, got the V8 Beamer and this and that, I don't know why that was my first car when I ended up getting a car. I mean, hey, I waited 10 years. I got to bust my gun. But I remember like, you know, going out and it's like the energy is just so different. Then that put me in a position where I don't even trust chicks. Maybe they did like me for genuine reasons, but it's like, it's easy to like a nigga when he pull up in that V8. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy.
They can
You know
smell
what I'm
it on
saying?
you.
Man,
That's
nigga,
best.
it's all good. And Danny, you pull up in that V8, nigga, and then niggas is going home to an air mattress, nigga. You know what I mean? So like you said, perception, nigga, and all of that shit play a key, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you did right, bro, because that's a lot of that shit, man. It's like, damn, bro, you know, it's like you caught up on the car, you caught up on the type of crib I don't have, or you caught up on, you know, but what you not caught up on is my mindset. why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? So they're already following the status quo, you know what I mean, of what they feel like, you know, is the end shit. You know what I mean? What they have, like, just like that fucking dating shit that was going around where you could take somebody at. Bitch, if I'm telling you we gonna say this, Brad, so this is what I'm on, and you want to go pick a baller or a Ben baller or whatever the case may be, that it just like you said, it wasn't designed. It wasn't in the cards. And I don't need no bitch like that anyway.
Yeah. And
whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and no disrespect to
disrespect
whoever
to them,
want that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is entitled to want what they want, but you got to know when you're not eligible.
You gotta know
Say,
what
hey,
feeds. You gotta know what feeds.
These are the chicks I may like, but these are the chicks that ain't gonna fuck with me because I don't live a certain lifestyle. So you can't like be mad at them and say, "Oh, fuck them." You just gotta say, "Oh, I'm not eligible." That's not for me at this time, and it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? For me, I kind of was always financially focused, so I'm just like, well, that saved me some money. You know what I mean? Like, I could buy another pair of kicks for myself instead of going out on this date tonight. Like, no, I'm just keeping it real. It honestly, like, I don't know, man. Like, I started to get addicted to like living below my means and like being like having like this art of mystique where it's like I'm watching the world deal with me a certain way because they think I'm on this level, and it just taught me so much about the world and so much about people. Like, you know, I would have to wear suits for work, so I go in the same store in the daytime with a suit on, and at nighttime I got a sweatsuit on or some Supreme shit on. And they don't even know I'm the same person. Even
I remember you told me that.
I told
and it's like a
Marcus,
neighborhood store. Like I'm in there all the time. You don't even know I'm the same person.
but it even happened at his job, bro.
Yeah,
We walked into the Galleria one time. He dressed like Run DMC, and he had just been there coming out of a suit. And he spoke to the dude, Carlo, or whoever was at the front, parking cars and just greeting people at the Galleria. And the dude literally looked past him. He said, "Hey," he said, "Oh shit, me." He didn't say shit, but he goes, "Mr. Rich." He's just looking mad confused. It's just that one outfit changed everyone's perspective of you. And so, but like, all day long for 8 hours, he saw him, if not longer, in that suit, moving in and out the hotel, and he changed his outfit and dude forget who he is.
But that's life, right? You gotta. What somebody said, you gotta dress how you want to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? And that's real shit. Like, dress how you want to be addressed is something that I heard that stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, you know, it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot. It's like watching somebody talk shit to you about basketball and you know you could bust their ass, right? But you're not playing, right? But you can't play to show that, you know what I'm saying? And it bothers you because you want to say, bitch, I could buy whatever car, man. Fuck it. You want to say that so bad, but it's like, why? I'm more curious into seeing how she gonna treat me because I don't make X, because she thinks I don't make X and X. You know what I'm saying? And it just taught me a lot. It taught me like what I should be looking for in a woman. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? And quality and like
over quantity.
Yeah, and kind of like getting into this character of this really regular guy and just, you know, I don't want to sound, what's my man from Hakeem from Coming to America? Like, I see why he did that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you're going to find the realest person in that type of element. You know,
yeah, but the best part of even that story is he was being sincerely interested and he was just having fun, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't putting on no persona. He really just wanted to, like, his goofy self. Just want to embrace, like, the journey of, like, let me see what this is about. Because the minute they realize you got the bag,
you see how the pops was treating him different after that. He got his own money. Yeah, exactly. When I say he got his own money,
he got his own money, baby.
He was treating him so different. That's my favorite movie of all
time. Kicked out the
ex-boyfriend
and everything.
That's my favorite movie of all time. I refuse to watch part 2. Like, I'm not even going.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Don't.
It's not good. It damages a person. Guys, listen, look. Rich, for one, I want them both to just, if they have any questions for you, because we're going to do some more episodes of Richmond. This is what I've been waiting for.
Oh, man.
I mean, because we haven't got into investing, and, you know, this guy's got a crazy story. I would definitely want, what I told him is people that we bring on, we're introducing them. But I've, as I repeat, I've been there, and as he said, you know, all of them know I don't fare well with people, and it's because I don't have time. I don't understand bullshit. I don't get it. And I like to be around dialed in, focused people who have goals and you know, who want to achieve things and who are actually doing the shit. Rich will talk, but he executed everything he wanted to execute, and I've seen it with my own two eyes. Even to the point one of the first times I spent, I was at W at the Galleria. I remember a house keeper who had the tub and was cleaning. Mr. Rich, we're so busy since you've been here. They bonus. I mean, I can go down the line with just stuff I've visually seen as this man has worked to improve his life. Been there, do the furlough, everything that you could think. You know, in the past 8 years that I've been around, 7, 8 years I've been around, I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
And it just is, for me, grow my admiration for this guy here, man. And even when he was dealing with a tough time, we'll talk about that too. What it's like to be in the first time father. And I mean, the beauty about it is, Jamal's a father too, and he got a story. I mean, I think that episode will be crazy because you'll get to share two experiences, both extreme in a sense, because you needed your son, and to a degree, he was dying and you was dying to be a better, figure out how to like be there for him in a sense. So I'm saying, I was there through Rich, and what I could tell you is, and I would perceive a very dark moment, man, dude. This dude came in every day and thanked everybody for being there and being a part of, his journey, what he was experiencing. I never saw him fret. And you go, man, this dude's keeping it together, man.
Yeah.
He's keeping it together. And he was still practicing that leadership. And, and y'all don't know how hard it is to be a leader. You can't fold. You can't fold. You can't fold it. If I ever show weakness, even in a sense, you'd be surprised what that would do to people indirectly. And I might not know it, but they go like, my energy drops, this whole thing fails.
Your team feeds off that temperament. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was a crazy time. That's the episode in itself.
That's my point, bro. That was gonna be crazy, man.
But yeah, you gotta walk the walk, man, and you gotta, you gotta have faith too, man. Like once you've seen yourself accomplish certain things, there's really nothing that you don't believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing anyone could tell me I can't achieve based on what I've already achieved. You know what I'm saying? Like I've already beat the odds. I'm already in that 1%. I've already done shit that like no one would fucking believe in their life. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I wouldn't either. If he was a nigga that told me what he did, I'd be like, you lying nigga. But I've been there, like you said, walking the morning, the cold. Been there when he was in Texas, walking in the heat. I've been at his place. I stayed with him when he was at the W. I stayed at his house. I've been there, and as I said, I think this is probably one of the most instrumental people in teaching me how to learn to be a friend. But he's a person that I've enjoyed just being with through everything, and vice versa. I think we both shared experiences, and he's given me a lot of good feedback and guidance, instruction. Probably one of the most positive people I know who sincerely just want what's best for everybody. So that's why even as we hear with Mo, I'm like, yo, y'all gotta meet. And mind you, Rich has only met my kids a lot of times, or Jamarcus here, but he's a person that you covet.
Yeah.
So you don't get to meet Rich, and everybody know you gotta be careful when you meet Trev, because he's not all there. So you might get a version of him you weren't prepared for, because he don't understand what you're doing in the front. Like, why is he here?
And you can't I put in a lot of work to be where I am, but I also understand that, I've been blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to meet anyone that helps you go further, like that's a blessing, right? Like being able to not get hit by a stray or not get pulled over and it end in death is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not 100% responsible for being where I am today, right? There's a lot of people that helped me get to where I am, whether it's a conversation, whether it's me seeing them be successful, whether it's them just being nice to me, them just treating me like a human and not, any other way. Like, a lot of that has had an impression on me, but you can't get to this place and now see other people wanting to get to this place and act like you some type of fucking gatekeeper because you didn't get yourself here. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, like, even me, right? Like I be working like there's a long line of people like me outside waiting to get in. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how can I keep that door open? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm the only black dude at this job, or the only black dude in finance, or the only black dude on this leadership level where I am, like I'm a lot of people's first impression of what people like me look like, act like, right? So I gotta really like walk the walk. I gotta really like change their perception of what, someone that looks like me are, how they are at work, how they perform. So the next time, they're sitting across someone who's interviewing for the job, they're like, oh, this guy reminds me of Rich, or this guy gives me Rich vibes or whatever. Like, shit, that's a win.
That goes back to legacy too, though. And then
That's a win for
even
us.
for one, Rich, I gotta tell you, thank you for even sitting down because you know what I told Maul was I said between our networks and then the good people we have, this gives us an opportunity to elevate the ideas around being an African American man who's successful. Even more importantly, put people on the platform and draw perspective on what we could do to be better collectively because everyone here just wants to be better.
Yeah.
And I literally, you know, as I said, if I'm gonna bet on anybody, I'm gonna bet on me. Now I bet on Rich, and I think Rich would bet on me too.
Yeah, for sure.
And vice versa with Maul. But between me and Rich, there's not a doubt in my mind. I bet on this dude.
Because Trevor's like Will Smith. What he say? He'll die on the fucking treadmill.
It's
You know what I'm
not-
saying?
I'm not going to quit, and I don't know how to give up. And most importantly, we'll both figure it out. That's the thing. Is like, yo, who can I call to help figure some shit out? He's one of them people you gonna make a phone call, and he gonna help you make it make sense.
And we one of them people that like if we say like this is where we want to be,
That's it.
and we don't get there, we'll drive ourselves crazy. So a lot of time is, you know,
That's a good point.
this drive is like we're healing ourselves. Like we're helping our own mental health because I don't want to deal with me if I don't get to where I want to get to.
That's a good.
I don't
that
want
is,
anybody
man.
to deal with me if I don't get to where I want to get to. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta get there.
Oh man,
I gotta get there.
That's even better said than I can say because you go look. I wouldn't want to deal with me in a failed state.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I would literally probably just walk off a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as I know, and mind you, I know when to pivot. We talked about that. Another, if it was a bad idea, I'd stop.
Yeah.
But even I remember, you know, you told me at one
You're
time.
still walking in the same direction.
Yeah.
though.
But you even one time when I started DFW Digital Media, which he gave me the name for, you know, his old lady Serena, she said, "You always believed in Trev or something along them lines." He's like, "Yo, did you see him miss a step?" It's not one of those things. I don't miss much. But if I do something, we're going to do it 100%. As Rich said it coming in one night, he's like, you know we only got one more. Let's go. It is green light around here, always, ever. So, Rich, we got to ask you, outside of your kids, or your kid, what shit you got kids, what keeps you motivated, man?
What keeps me motivated the most, I would say, is really just when I always think about like generational wealth,
Yeah.
and I always think about, you know, what my grandkids, great grandkids, I want them to be like, hey, our family is where we are because of the sacrifices this nigga made. You know what I'm saying? Like if this nigga didn't buy this house, if this nigga didn't do this, we probably wouldn't have been here. You know what I'm saying? And all I really want is, you know, like I know there's a lot of things I can or may want to accomplish like individually that I put to the side because at this point in my life, like I'm just trying to get as far as I can get to bring my family as far as I can take them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really about putting my family in a position where they can go after things they just genuinely want to do, right? Like me, I can't even tell you what my passion is because my whole grind been money. I got to get money. I got to afford this. I got to get that. I got to get that. And it's not material things. It's like home ownership, you know, putting my family in a good neighborhood, good schools. Like
Assets.
I didn't give a fuck what I had to do that. That's where I wanted to get. And I want to put my family in a position where, you know, let's say ideally, and this is a realistic goal. Let's say I have 3 kids. You know, I want to have 3 houses that I could leave to them that by the time they get it, it's paid off. And if they just focused on property taxes and insurance, like they don't have to be doctors if they don't want to, right?
Yeah.
If they just wanted to be a fucking gym teacher or they just wanted to help kids or they just wanted to, you know, try to be a GM in the NBA so they got to be an intern and sell tickets and do this to get there, they could do it not stressing that they have to have money, you know what I mean, now. You know what I mean? Like I want them to be focused on doing what they really want to do in life, being the best version of themselves and then not being about money. Because I don't know what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know what it's like with not have the stress of making
I
sure
don't know what it's like
everybody's
to
good.
just do what you love for a living. You know what I'm saying?
That fucking hit home. I told you a story about Unc when I went back home.
Yeah.
And I found out he passing Lower East Side of Manhattan. He passing 2 buildings that he got given. Because I was talking to him. He was like, yo, man, you know, I don't like talking about, you know, what I got going on either, bro, because it's been a tremendous journey. You know what I mean? Figuring shit out. And when my cousin came out here after they won the NHRA championship or whatever the case may be, He came here for like literally it was like 20, like what? Not even 24 hours.
He was here for about an afternoon and then was gone in the morning.
Bro, you know what I mean? This kid, this dude, he making almost like 3 something. He proud of me. I'm like, fuck you proud of? Bro, I'm only here because Micah's school is around the corner. This is one of the best school districts I could get him in. That's why I made the sacrifice. I had no more time to waste.
That's it.
So, you know, long story short, he proud of me. I go, we go back to Rochester, and they talking. My uncle, he Italian and fucking Irish mix. So he pulled me to the side, smoking a joint. He's like, "Yo, kid, what's the real estate like down there in in Dallas, in Texas?" I was like, "Shit, better in New York." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Yeah, his biggest thing is that he's about to hand over these 2 buildings that he got to him at 24." So when I was asking him about any advice he could give me, because I always been around it, right? He's like, "Yo, the crazy thing is, property taxes." He mastered the art of maintaining because it was given to him, right? And then now his cribs those 2 buildings is valued
M's.
M's.
Yeah,
M's. And the biggest concern he has is if my cousin ready for it, if she so chooses to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, now think about that, bro. You know, if it wasn't for him, there's probably nobody in my family would become even close to that kind of shit.
For sure.
So now it's like I get motivated by figuring out how I could do that for my legacy and for mine.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because like now I could put myself in a situation to be able to hand the baton or the torch down to Micah. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And it was even more motivating the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I was always under the impression that he worked for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But he worked and he bust his ass off to deserve it because he kept up with it for all these years.
For sure. And it's that shit is so important, right? Because he had to educate himself.
Facts. Bro.
And he didn't fold, right?
Yeah,
he still has it.
Didn't
He still
fold.
has it to pass to someone else.
70 something ain't fold. Still sharp as it can be, bro.
Exactly. So that's my thing, man. Like, ideally, I just want my kids to have a fair shot to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And great doesn't mean a specific career. To me, great is my kids not really stressing over money, pursuing some type of goal, career, whatever, that they just genuinely want to do. They have a genuine passion for this shit, and they don't have to give up a passion because they stress in financials. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I want for them is to live that kind of a happy, free life. You know what I'm saying? So they can enjoy life for what it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things, like, I lived a good life, no question about it, but there's a lot of things I didn't do in life. A lot of things I sacrificed, didn't partake in because I'm focused on what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I might look back when I'm older and be like, damn, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Like, I talked to niggas, they had threesomes. I ain't even have a fucking threesome in my life, you know what I'm saying? I took it to some raunchy shit real quick, but I'm just saying, like, as an example, I never did that. You know what I'm saying? As an example. Like, that's some raunchy side shit, but I never did that. And maybe I never will, whatever. But, my point is, I know I just had to make a joke, but I'm serious though too. But my point is, like, I understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Right? The assignment is I gotta not do that stuff to save as much, invest as much as I can, so I could put my kids in position where they can just say, you know what, my pops died. He taught me how to be a certain type of man, right?
Yeah.
I know how to earn. I know how to make for myself. I know how to sacrifice. I know how to invest. And I already have some homes. Let's say my kids say, fuck Texas, fuck Plano, I'll never want to live here. That's cool. But you can rent those cribs out, right? And now you're making $5,000-$10,000 a month off rental income because houses are paid off. And wherever you want to live, like, you have that. And if you have a job, now you just have more money, and now you're in a position to do the same for your kids. And if they keep that kind of shit up, then let's say 4 or 5 generations down the line, like, my last name was on a whole different level, right?
Yeah.
Like, people are in a whole different place, and they could just look back and say, like, damn, how did this family get there? And look back and say, like, this is what was done, and that story should, maintain importance over time. you know, so people can understand what it takes to get here.
That was the original blueprint.
Yeah. And you know, I really and aside from that, man, like I also want to like change the perception of what people think of, you know, people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? I know
you can say it. You can say it, black man.
people that look like me, because it's deeper than black too, right? Because all black ain't the same black, right? I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, right? If I was here in a sweater vest and I talked with a different type of twang, like you might expect me to say some of the things I'm saying or do some of the things I'm doing, but I'm still me, right? Like I'm a whole, you know, finance leader of a top 5 company in the world, and you wouldn't know, right, by how I'm dressed or how I talk, how I act outside of work.
No.
Right, but that doesn't mean I'm not doing those things too.
That's what I think he learned. He mastered the art of deception.
Yeah.
But and even myself, I said, damn, he does that, and I found that very interesting because again, when I met him, I said, bro, this dude, he knows a lot, and even still, you know, I've picked up the phone and said, Rich, can you tell them a little bit about stocks and stuff? You are as good as your network people a lot of times, and some of y'all don't understand. Even when I've been working with Jamal here recently, he's been telling me about all his connections, things that, you know, he believes the podcast could do, or even what he's doing in general. You know, our first barrier to entry and finding success is finding 5 to 6 people worth $10 million. What happens if you find 5 or 6 people who are worth $10 million? You can find people worth $20 million, then 30, 50, and 100. So when we really want to pull access, if you would, to things, you say, we've got $100 billion worth of network, and it's all because of the choices we made to choose to be better men. And that in itself, unfortunately, at times, for black men, could be very difficult when you live in your hero, is what I call it. Some niggas need to know, that want you to know they the nigga. And I'm like, I hate having to get up every day and do what we do and be seen and be known. But it will not work unless I just accept my role in this life, and that is to lead. No less, no more. If I don't do this, this doesn't work. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. And that, to a degree, has brought so many opportunities, like being able to sit here with Jamal and my guy Rich and you know, Jamarcus and Jalil. It's been a pleasure, you know, being a part of everyone's process. And you know, you look at where we're at today as we close out 2023 and think, man, if we did all this in a little bit of time, what does the next 5 years look like? You know, next 10 years, like, I mean, it literally looks limitless, to say the least.
Oh, for sure, man. And people could feel that authenticity a mile away. You know, that's the key for what you do. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, wow, Trevor has so many followers now. Oh, wow, like, it's going so well. And it's like, and I don't have a surprise face. It's like, this is what happens when you stick to something. You know, this is what happens when you believe in yourself, even when other people don't. This is what happens when, regardless of how many clicks or likes or views you have, you're still making content. You're still going, because part of it is for yourself.
It's only, I said we,
You know
when I
what I'm
found Ruben
saying?
and
Part of it is
Chris,
just for yourself.
we needed to do, I said it needs to exist. This information in some form of, even like this. I love that personally. What I'm starting to enjoy about the podcast is I believe Rich, as you heard, hopefully you guys got a lot of gems out of this thing, but he has a lot of dimes per se, a lot of perspective, a lot of information, a lot of joy, a lot of pain, a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, a lot of truth, you know, that he shared with us, and all these things you can hold on to. So guess what? Once this gets shared, it lasts forever technically, because it's going on the internet, and somebody might one day, as he said, they might hear this and be like, yo, I respect that dude, man. I wish I heard more from that other guy.
And for the record, I'm just a regular dude, people. Like, I'm just a regular dude. And when I say that, it's not like me being humble or like me trying to downplay myself. It's I'm a regular dude. Like, anybody could do what I'm doing if they have the right information and they execute on that information. You know, like, everything that I've done is like, you know, self-taught. You know, like, there was nobody in my household teaching me, you know. And there's no disrespect to my household. It's just, you know, because of everything we know about history, some people just couldn't be in certain places. Yeah. You know, it just is what it is, right? And, you know, like, anybody could do it, you know? And that's why I talk like this. I talk like this because anybody could do it, man. And when I say regular nigga, some people get uncomfortable by that. Like, I really am. Like, there's nothing really special about me, you know, other than I just go after what I want, and I make sure
You don't
that
let up.
I do enough research to where I believe in what I want. You know what I mean? Like, I've proven to myself that this is the right way to go. I've proven to myself that this is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do research and you read, a lot of people, they read about, I read a lot about other people who's been successful.
Yeah.
And I try to find common themes, like, what did they do? How did they go about this? Or whatever. Because you're trying to learn from someone who already was successful, right? So, like, even if you say, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know what you got to do, right? You can't just say, I want to lose 20 pounds. You say, I want to lose 20 pounds by X date.
Yeah, you got to
Right?
set a date.
And then you say, okay, for me to lose 20 pounds by X date, I got to work out X amount of times a week, and I got to eat like this.
Yeah.
Right? And I got to do that for X amount of time, right? Like, and you only know that stuff because it's been proven.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So you say to yourself, I know for a fact, based on the zillions of people I've seen be successful doing the same thing, that if I do this and I can stick to this discipline, it will work. It will work. You know, we make life way more difficult than it has to be.
Man,
like, sometimes I laugh at myself saying, damn, yo, I'm like the dumbest smart dude I know, because you will work like so hard at your job to try to move up to like one day make 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. Then I say to myself, why the fuck didn't I just go to medical school and be a doctor? I know it sounds funny, right? But it's like, I'm at the age where I know black doctors. I know dudes I was cool with that are doctors. And I'm like, it's because you said to yourself, I don't want to go to school for 10 years. Okay, but you want to try to get promoted for 30 years to make what doctors make fresh out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as I got older, I realized, like, yo, we make life way more difficult than it has to be.
Yeah.
If you were a 13-year-old kid right now, whatever, you just get in high school, you know what schools are the best schools. Yeah. You know what majors pay what amount of money. You know exactly what professions make. You know how much engineers make, doctors make, whatever. But we make the decision like, we don't want to do all of that. We don't want to do what it takes. We don't want to put in the work to have these type of grades. We trying to get the most with the least. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Because if you young right now and you say, yo, I want to make X amount of money, you know exactly what the fuck you got to do it. Yeah. It's just, do you got it in you to do it? You know what I'm saying? And I never forget, I said to myself, like, everybody's like, yo, you should be a lawyer. Yo, you so good at da-da-da. I'm like, that's 3 years of school after undergrad. I don't feel like I ain't doing all that, man. Fuck all that, It's like, why? Like, why didn't I do it? Why didn't I I don't like blood and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But shit, I could have did something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I could have been like, oh, okay, maybe I don't graduate. Maybe I'm not done till I'm 30. Okay, but at 30, I'm 300 and up the rest of my fucking life. So clearly that shit was worth it.
Yeah.
Man,
You know what I mean?
Look, he just gave you another perspective. Look, we at that hour 30 smacking pulse, perfect. It's hitting.
That shit true though, bro.
And even more importantly, all value. This has been, man, probably another one of my favorite episodes personally, just because it's one of the people that's dear to my heart. And even more importantly, I know how valuable this man is. He calls himself regular, and I get what he's saying. It's not irregular for white people to be doctors, engineers, and make money. It's irregular when a Negro does it, because if you look at the boards in most corporations, it's not a lot of us sitting on that board of that executive board or in a position of power to make decisions, even from a diverse standpoint. This is not the case. But, guys, this is the Unmotivated Podcast. I would tell you where to find Rich, but he don't want to be found. He ain't looking for you anyway. So, like, comment, share. You want to hear more, stay tuned. I can tell you for sure he will return.
Oh, man.